India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi may have been quick to congratulate Mr. Trump on his re-election and call him a friend. But some Indian businesses and students are worried about what another Trump presidency could mean for immigration and access to the H-1B work visas. Neha Poonia reports from New Delhi.
From thousands of miles away, Aditya Warrior watched Donald Trump declare victory with an eye on his own future.
I've always wanted to study and live in the US.
Aditya is hoping to go to the US next year to get a master's degree in journalism and then stay on for work. But with Trump returning to the White House, Aditya is not sure if that's still possible. Trump has promised to protect American workers by tightening visa programs and restricting legal immigration pathways.
For me to risk investing a certain amount of money in pursuing higher studies, I need to know whether the reward is worth it. And from what it looks like, I don't think the reward is going to be worth it, especially with the kind of precarity of maybe not getting a job after I graduate and dealing with loans or all the financial liabilities that I might have to deal with, or having to even deal with, racism or any kind of anti-immigrant profiling or rhetoric that I just don't want to bother with in a country like America.
India makes up the second largest immigrant group in the US after Mexicans. This includes students and highly educated professionals on the H-1B work visa, with over 70% of them going to Indians through a lottery system. When Trump was last in the White House, he increased restrictions on H-1B visas. So denials went up from just about 6% in the Obama years to a peak of 24% under Trump. In this year's election campaign as well, he's called H-1B visas unfair and bad for American workers. New Delhi said this week it hopes to work with the US on, quote, outstanding issues.
भारत को एक स्किल कैपिटल के रूप में आज जाना जाता है, देखा जा रहा है। हमारे यहाँ से नौजवान इंजीनियर्स हो, प्रोफेशनल्स हो, दुनिया के हर कोने में जा रहे हैं। ऐसे समय में हम चाहते हैं कि और नए-नए रास्ते हमारे लोगों के लिए खुले।
A Trump presidency could also change how Indian businesses export to the US. The bilateral trade deficit is over $45 billion in New Delhi's favor. And this has angered Trump. He has repeatedly called India a big abuser of tariffs and accused New Delhi of not allowing American firms to access the subcontinent's vast market through the use of high tariff barriers. But Trump is vowing tariffs of his own up to 20% across the board, with one exception: China, where tariffs could hit 60%. While business leaders acknowledge there are concerns, they believe India also has room to negotiate and push for a free trade agreement or an FTA with the US.
Yes, there will be difficulties with India as far as tariff goes, but it is going to be reciprocal. India is also going to do the reciprocatory. But going forward, I foresee in next 2 years, we might be able to do some FTA with US, with Trump in White House. And plus, Trump is not going to upset the apple cart and interest of India. He is on a very good term with Prime Minister Modi.
Sanjay Mariwala, the president of the IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry, a Mumbai-based business group, believes Trump's win could be a positive for Indian companies. His own firm, OmniActive Health Technologies, which produces botanical ingredients, is aiming to set up a factory in the US in the coming months, and the election outcome has given a fresh impetus to these plans, he says.
I think Trump is considered to be a friend of India. So we think that business will continue to grow between India and the United States, and the relationship will grow into a much better relationship.
Namaste, Trump!
A relationship that has been defined by this camaraderie between two populist conservative leaders. something that has made Trump very popular among Modi's supporters in India. This week, when the two leaders spoke soon after Trump declared victory, he reportedly called Modi a magnificent man, even as the Indian Prime Minister expressed enthusiasm for renewed collaboration with his friend Donald Trump.
I think Modi and Trump have developed a fairly good relationship. I think they understand each other. They come somewhat from the same political perspective of commitment to nationalism, strong governance, keeping national interest first. You know, frankly, I think everyone in India, especially the Prime Minister level, would probably be happier dealing with someone they've dealt with in the past rather than someone unknown, as would have happened if Kamala Harris had won the election.
But the real test of this friendship, experts say, will be if the two leaders can now walk that talk. Neha Poonia, CNA, New Delhi.